Hey guys, long time no see. I know it's been a little while since my last game dev video. I kinda took a little bit of break from game development. Now don't get me wrong, I didn't quit, I took a break from it. And a couple reasons why. Well, one, I was just kinda burned out from game development. I've been literally doing game development almost non-stop last year. And two, I haven't really been implementing a lot of ideas from my recent games I'm working on. Now don't get me wrong, I've been coming up with a lot of ideas, but I haven't really implemented them yet. So instead of doing another game dev video with little to no updates, I thought it would be a good idea to make a top 5 things you should know before starting game development, so you don't run into all the problems that I started with. Anyway, let's start. I'll always be just me. The first thing you should do before starting game development is to ask yourself, why do you want to do it in the first place? Is it for money, inspired by other people, or just want to learn something new? Those are things that you gotta ask yourself. But anywho, I want to tell you the main reason why I started game development. So, on January 2nd, 2021, I decided to download Unity and actually start making games. So yeah, that's the main reason why I wanted to start game development. After you figure out why you want to start game development, you should figure out what game development software do you want to use. Are you a person that want to make the best games imaginable? Well, you should try to get Unreal Engine. Do you want to make a game that requires no lines of code? You should get something like Scratch. Now I'll have links to all the softwares in the description and hopefully some tutorials as well. I would say, in my opinion, you should try out many different game developer softwares and see which one's best for you. Like for example, I tried out Nintendo's GameMaker Garage, and to be honest, I really didn't like it that much, to the point that I sold it on Macari. But hey, on the bright side, I made some good money off it. But yeah, I'm sticking with Unity only because you can make 2D games and 3D games, and I didn't want to feel limited with using Unreal Engine because you can only make 3D games with that engine. And also, I heard that making games in that engine is slightly harder or more harder to do in Unity, so that's why I use Unity. It's also made by the team at Unity, of course. I will admit that Unity and other game maker softwares do have free versions, which are the ones I currently use. Now you can make a lot of things in a free version, but don't expect to get all the bells and whistles, of course, since it's free. The next thing you should do right after you download the game maker software you want to use, I would highly recommend watching a ton of tutorials about how to use that said software. Of course, you can watch tutorials from the official people that made that certain game engine, or watch tutorials from other people that have experience with that particular game engine. It's always good to get help if you're struggling or stuck on something, like borrowing other people's code if you're allowed to. And I know some people may be wondering, well, isn't that stealing? Just do Control-C, Control-V? Well, if they made a tutorial and put it online and flat out say in some way, hey, you can use this, I wouldn't call that stealing. But still, it's always good to change up other people's code if you borrow their code. You know, fair use and all. And also credit them as well. Okay. This is the last one, and this might sound disencouraging, but one thing I will say is do not start on your dream game as your first project. For example, I wouldn't say Super Mario Maker Unity is my dream game, but I will say I shouldn't have started something like that, especially only knowing like 3 months of computer game development. Now, the only reason why I made this game because I saw Cody Can't Eat This made Super Mario Bros. In 3D. I'm like, I can do something like that. And then I did it, and then I almost quit. So yeah, don't do what I just did. And one of the reasons why I haven't did a game development video in a long time, because I'm just trying to think of ideas for the games I have currently, and I just couldn't just think of good ideas right now. Like for my duck game, I don't want to just make like a cheap game like Super Mario Maker Unity and then release it. I at least want to make that game good to the point that I feel like I made something good. So that's one of the reasons why that game have been done or have been really worked on as much. But regardless of what you make, you should be proud of what you make, even if you spend a lot of time on it or spend a little time on it. And just because you didn't finish a project or it's some things that you can improve on, don't feel that bad, because the more you spend time on something, the more you always improve. And also, it's good to get paid for your work, so if you can get some money for the games you make, I would recommend doing that as well. Okay, that is the top 5 things that you should know before starting game development. If you want me to make more videos like this, or how to put games on H.io or however you say it, please let me know in the comments. Again, I hope everyone has a blessed day. Until next time, guys, goodbye.